Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. Without further ado, let's get this event started.
Gamers, hackers, engineers, and what exactly do they all have in common? Yeah, today we're going to discuss everything about that in our Ask Me Anything Cyber Friday Live. And we're going to talk about the intersection of gaming and cybersecurity with guests who do both and do it very well. So, hello and welcome everyone to Ask Me Anything Cyber Fridays. I am Prapti Pal and I will be your co host for today. And today I am happy to announce that I am co hosting with Sophie.
Hi
Hi,
everyone.
Sophie.
How are
How
you?
are you
How's it
doing
going?
today? I'm
I'm
fine.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited about the event today?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited because as you said before, I'm both a cyber professional and also a gamer. So I'm happy to give my insights here.
Really looking forward to the next hour as we're going to cover something very interesting, which is, as you mentioned, cybersecurity for gamers. And we will be having conversations with professional live streamers, online gamers, and of course, you, the cybersecurity expert who has done both. And from this session, I'm sure that my viewers and everybody watching on LinkedIn through Cyber Material is going to take away some really impactful insights. But before we get our guest here, we have a few fun questions for the audience out there. What online games do you play? I know that my own community will say Valo mostly, and I know the professional streamers out there will say the same. But those who are watching us on Substack and on LinkedIn through Cyber Material, please let me know what online games do you play, which game character would make the best hacker, and what was your first ever username or gamer tag that you used. Leave your answers in the comments, and we're looking forward to know more about you through our comments. Plus, what makes this event very special is that you can leave your questions. You can leave your questions, and of course, Sophie here will be able to answer you. So make sure that you leave your questions, and we'll get your answers right to you. Today, we have an amazing lineup. Of course, we have Sophie, who's a tech pro, and we have other people who not only secure ranks, but they also find exploits and maybe make a few things responsibly. So now let's get our guests on stage. Hi, Deepak. Hi, Hibs. How are you doing
Hello.
today?
Hello. We are doing fine. We are
Okay. Would you like to say a little bit about yourself, Deepak? Tell us how did you get into live streaming and gaming?
yes. I am Deepak Jotani. More of you can call me Bunny. So I am DevOps engineer as a profession, but yeah, I am a gamer too. I can say I'm a gamer. I've been gaming I think around since 20 years now, and streaming was just like a experiment for me that started in lockdown, and then it became a passion for me that I got connected to amazing community, amazing peoples in this. So that's how I started gaming and streaming.
So you talk about your community, and that's how you got into gaming and streaming. It's lovely to hear from you. And my next question is to you, Zayan. You're a bug bounty hunter and cybersecurity beginner. How do you see gaming and cybersecurity intersecting?
I would say gaming today is like a perfect mix of entertainment and tech APIs, login systems, digital marketplaces, and whatnot. That means the same vulnerabilities we see in web apps like improper access controls, race conditions, and invalidated inputs can exist in games. For me, as bug bounty hunter, gaming isn't just fun; it's also a field where I can apply real cybersecurity thinking.
So you apply real cybersecurity insights in gaming because it is a real-time experience. And my next question to you is, Sophie, as an industry expert, can you tell us about what are the current threats that the gaming industry is facing?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to share my insights, but before I wanted to mention to bring the gamer part. Like I play Overwatch, and I don't know you
Yeah.
guys, what are your your games? Cyan, what do you play?
I mostly play Valorant, BGMI, which is a Indian version of PUBG Mobile,
Uh-huh.
and I play story mode games like Witcher 3 and Assassin's Creed, etc., etc.
And you, Bunny?
Yes, so I mostly play every game. You can say that is story mode. And
Okay.
currently main game is Valorant, yeah.
Okay.
FPS games.
Do you play Animal Crossing too?
He's actually an
Yes.
assassin
Yeah.
in Valo.
Yeah, we
Okay.
play Roblox. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So going back to your question, Prabti,
Yeah,
because I didn't want to like overstep here, but I wanted to give some background and see where we all intersect. And but right now, when you mentioned about the gaming industry, like
current
this,
threats. Yeah.
yeah, it's facing a bunch of different threats, like every other industry. And one of the most common ones are hacking, hacking accounts, like what they hijack their game pass, or because of they have stolen passwords, or they were part of a data breach and they get access to the other accounts because they don't like have a good cyber hygiene, so they reuse the same credentials. But I also can say there's a lot of accounts that they have credit cards, so those are the ones that are a big target. They try to get the financial information. Another one of the big threats, and is something that we're going to be covering today, is phishing, where
Hmm.
players they usually get tricked into clicking fake links or entering their info on fake login pages,
Yeah.
and that's how they get like hijacked. So I can say phishing and account takeover. And another one, which is very common to the gaming community, is the DDoS attacks that are very, very common, especially during big events or like esport tournaments. But again, now with AI, I can say that the attacks are getting smarter and they can use it to
Yeah.
create fake accounts, write convincing scam messages, or even they mimic real players like their voice with deepfake.
Yeah.
So overall, there's a mix of threats, scams, and community challenges that game companies and players as well they have to deal every day.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for your insights about what real threats are we facing right now in the gaming industry. Deepa, coming back to you, what's your biggest fear? We talked about the biggest threats that we are facing. So, what's your biggest fear when it comes to gaming and online play in general?
Yes, so I think as Sophie mentioned, the biggest threat is like our payment details, right? Our
Yeah.
gaming accounts are not just account, like we have years of progress in that as well, plus our credit card details. And most of I think the stores does not require OTP to have a transaction like stream. So that credit card details in a if hacker has those details, so yeah, that's my nightmare. Yeah, you can say that payment details
Getting leaked
that can be done. Yeah,
online. And also,
yes,
like, do you have any skins that you bought in game that, if because this is real money, right? So, if you lose them,
yes,
then it will be a real loss.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yes,
Totally. It's very difficult, because you're adding a lot of money out there, a lot is at stake.
yes,
So, Zion, same question for you. What would you say your biggest fear is?
Obviously, losing an access to our gaming account is a biggest nightmare for any gamer out there. But apart from that, I would say buying some in-game items or anything from third-party sellers is a
Hmm.
another big nightmare for me, because even though it's trusted and official from their developers, part of me still has trust issues because I'm relying on someone else for my security and
Yeah.
integrity of the data I'm providing. There are always risks of scams, chargebacks, or even extra account bans in some cases if anything goes wrong. Behind the scenes, it could be a mess. This uncertainty makes me extra cautious.
Thank you so much for your answers. And Sophie,
Yeah.
what would be your, after taking all of that in, what
Mhm.
would be your insights on it?
Yeah, and actually, I feel like what I mentioned before, and I feel like both of you are like going back to what I said about the threats. So it's kind of like a confirmation of what I said. Like it's real. Like people are scared of getting fish or account takeover, and Another big concern for me actually is running into toxic players or like unsafe environments, especially during online games with voice or chat. It's like it can really ruin your
Yeah.
experience, like gaming experience, and especially for those younger players, probably like teenagers, that they suffer a lot of cyberbullying. So those are like the things that I really worry more. Like it's like on the sense of
Yeah,
it's not
it's difficult.
of cybersecurity as well, because we need to have good moderation and we need to have good filters. So as a cybersecurity professional, I'm the ones also building these type of tools to protect other users.
That's actually good to hear, and it's great that somebody is taking steps to protect, because you know younger or the youth is impressionable, so when something like that happens, they are either traumatized, or something bad happens and terrible happens, and they blame the game.
Have
But it's actually
you guys, like, have you suffered like cyberbullying or like
uh,
toxic players?
I'm
Have
I'm
you
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
have you experienced like toxic players like while you were online playing?
Me? Oh yes, definitely. Especially in like playing Valo, I just mute. After that,
Yeah,
after one experience, I just decided that everybody remains muted, and I just play my own game,
yeah.
and I just do my best.
Hmm.
So now, talking about the online gaming community, we all probably have been or know somebody who has been hacked. So Deepak, have you had any encounters like that?
Yes, so one of my friends' ID got stolen. Okay, he just clicked a phishing link on Discord that yeah, we are getting a free $50 discount or something like that. So his first Discord got hacked, then his Steam account, then credit card details as well. So he had to block that card as well. So yep, they have
So
like
it was a phishing link.
yes.
And Zion, what about you? Did you have any friends who have had close encounters like that, in-game assets stolen, anything like that?
Mm, Not mine, but yeah, it actually happened to a good buddy of mine. He had lost his access to Valorant account, which we thankfully recovered to Royal support team. We still don't know exactly how it happened, but I strongly believe it's because he shared his account credentials to people at
Oh,
gaming cafe for rank
oh,
boosting.
that's not good.
So, Sophie, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what
Yeah.
happened to them? Could these be easily
Yeah.
avoided?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, most of these could have been avoided if they use like a two-factor authentication or like unique passwords or double check links before clicking, but it probably wouldn't have happened. Like those are like easy fix, as opposed to like if it's like what happened before. We are gonna talk during the event about the Call of Duty, which is just like a vulnerability built on the game, which is not like account takeover or like a specific hack.
Yeah.
It was just a vulnerability that they were exploiting. But again, I understand and I know what your friends have been through, because scammers, like, they make things looks really really convincing. So you gotta stay like suspicious online always, and never share your credentials in a gaming cafe. I mean, that's lesson number -1, because it's like you should be very very like not into
Careful.
cyber. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you should never share your credentials anyway with anybody, even if it's your best friend, because you don't know what they can do with them, and maybe they get fish. So you always
Yep.
have to be like be very aware of where you put in your credentials, and always verify the links for typo squattings or like any misspell or any redirection. So it's very conscious for you if you take care of these steps so it doesn't happen.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for your insights. And I hope that Ryan, you already said that he was able to recover his account. And Deepak, I hope your friend got his account back and everything was okay with it. You already know this if you're a regular viewer to like our show, that keeping your pet's name as a password is basically a huge blunder that you should not be making. So, Deepak, personally, how do you protect your accounts?
So now, like, I have treated my gaming accounts like I have my production servers. So I have a strong random digit password. Okay, that I don't share with anyone. Plus, I've used the iOS password manager to save those passwords. Plus, I think there is a Google Authenticator app. I have saved like for MFA. I've used everything like in every account, either whether it is Steam, Epic, Discord. Everything is on my Google Authenticator now for the second
Ah,
factor authentication. Yeah,
so
I've
definitely you're
stopped
not going to
using
fall for
emails.
any
Yeah,
of those tricks.
yep, yeah. I've stopped using email as well. 2FA. I think a
Uh,
hacker can get access of emails. I think an app is much safer place for
I
keeping your
agree.
storage.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, that
Yeah.
we have talked about this multiple times before, Sophie, that people should not be using number or email authentications and should actually shift to applications. So that's great, Deepak. Zan, swing back to you. Do you also use MFA or any third-party tools?
Well, I always keep my multi-factor authentication on at whenever possible. I've built my own small tool that automatically changes set intervals, generates strong random passwords, sends them to my channel at Telegram.
Uh,
Every password generated by this tool is automatically unique, and no password is ever reused again. So that it's secure and strong. Even if the password is lost and it's disclosed somewhere, it gets resets automatically at some set interval of time.
that's actually really great. Okay, Sophie, what
Yeah.
what would you have to say about this, and like what is the best practices to keep
I
your
mean,
account safe
what you
in
guys are
general?
doing already, and for those
Yeah,
watching, what they are doing is great because when you add another layer of security to your accounts, it gives the hackers a little bit more work to get into your
exactly.
accounts. So, one of the first rules of cybersecurity is not don't reuse your credentials. So, if you are using a specific email or a specific password, I don't know, to log in into Blizzard account, don't use it for Riot Games or don't use it for any other account. So if any of these companies are victims of the data breach, your credentials won't be reused in another platforms. That's rule number one. And what Science said about having his own tool to like a password generator, right? To create new passwords. That's amazing. That's great. There's also free tools online that you can use to generate your own passwords. You can Google it, very easy. Or you can even ask ChatGPT, hey, can you generate like 50
Yeah,
passwords for me? And then but another thing I will always recommend is like when you're like gaming on public Wi-Fi or traveling, I will just recommend to use a VPN for extra protection to avoid like things like man in the middle, and also try to stay super alert for phishing attempts. It happens all the time. You receive an email like it looks like from a trusted, I don't know, from Blizzard saying, "Hey, have you tried to log in into your account? If it's not you, just click here." And you of course you didn't try to
yeah.
log in because it's a fake email. So you click there and you enter your credentials, and that's how you get phished. So you also need to be very careful. But again, it's just always about building good habits that you guys have already. And a few simple steps can save you a headache.
It's true, Sophie. Also, I would like to remind the people who are watching our live stream that please leave your questions on our LinkedIn chat on Cyber Material, and make sure to leave a follow on the page, and make sure that your questions are there in the chat, in the live chat over there, and we'll definitely get you answered.
Hmm.
Moving on.
Actually, we do
Phishing
have
links.
a good question here for one of the
Really?
audience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, go
Like
ahead.
more specific to be, don't save your passwords on browser as cookie might get stolen. And this is something that we covered in the previous Ask Me Anything Cyber
Yes.
last Friday, where we talk about the cookie hijack. And actually, is very good advice. Some people, they usually have an account on Google Chrome where they
Yeah.
sync their Gmail with their passwords, sort of like a password manager. So if somebody has access to your Gmail account, they will be able to access also your passwords. So it's not saving your personal computer, it's saved on associated with your account. So you also need to be careful. It's very convenient, but at the same time, it may not be the best security method.
Thank you so much for clearing that up, Sophie. And for the other people out there, make sure that you're leaving your questions on our LinkedIn live chat so we can pick it up and we can answer. And, we're always here for you. All right. So we were going to talk about phishing links. Deepak, how do you spot and avoid phishing or scam links in Discord or Twitch chats? You mentioned that one of your friends got scammed like that through Discord. So what would you have done? How would you have spotted it?
Yeah, so after that incident, I have blocked all the incoming messages. Only friends can send me messages first of all, and then
Mm.
yeah, by like hovering on the link, we can see that okay, where was the target of this link. That can be checked, and I do mostly check for the domain names whether it is an official domain name. It could be .xyz something like that. So that's one thing, and yeah, mostly the password or the casing would be different, like compared to actual domain. So I check that before clicking that as well. So yeah, that's how like I found like okay, it is a phishing link or something. Most of it would be like a free loot or something like that. So yeah, that's phishing.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
if it's
question
too
here,
good to
Deepak,
be true.
like, what if one of your friends' accounts gets hijacked and they
Yeah.
DM you, right, with a phishing
Yeah.
link? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, then the second step, just to verify the link. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
true,
there's not .xyz. Yeah, something like
true.
that.
Yeah.
And Zion, what about you?
Well, as far as I've known, give themselves away by creating a sense of urgency, like click now, claim
Yeah.
fast, limited time offer, etc. And coming to Discord or Twitch, I am cautious with any link that is being sent to me from a unknown or any new account created, especially if it's a shortened link, some like bit.ly,
Yeah.
where if it's some shortened link, I would rather than opening it, I will just use tools like where goes, so that I can just find where it actually redirects to and get the source of the link. And even if I'm still suspicious about the link, I will just check for the DNS records of that website and get into its. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I wrap it up. And if it's like any email I'm receiving, maybe I will go for message headers to verify its authenticity, so that it's not spoofed mail. How I will try to figure out if it's like a actual link or it's a phishing link.
And Sophie, what
Yeah.
would you, any tips for the audience and the gamers out there to
Well,
spot
actually,
phishing links?
what Bonnie and Cyan already mentioned, they're very good practices, and I want to build on this. Like
Yeah.
another advice I can give you is like never log in through a link someone sent you, because it could be like a fake login page that looks like Steam, or it looks like your, I don't know, YouTube channel or any other platform that you use for streaming, and you can get phished that way. Just keep in mind that scammers are very good at deceiving people, so always make sure that not to enter your credentials on sites that you're not familiar with, even if
Hmm.
it says, "Hey, log in with your Steam account to get these free skins."
Yep.
Uh, well,
Too good to be true.
bad news for you. You won't get any skin at all ever again because you lost your account. So be careful and be wary of those like very like urgency, like like
Yeah.
as Cyan mentioned, like you got to do it right now. You have only 24 hours. The skins are gone or whatever. Uh, but
Yeah.
but again, like if you're a Discord admin or like a server admin or whatever, you have to disable link previews in risky channels and always use bots to detect any anomaly and any message. For example, whenever you log in into these servers, they said, "Can you solve this captcha?" and it sent it to you as a DM, and you have to solve the captcha. And if you're
Yeah.
just like scamming people, probably you're joining thousands of servers, they will overlook this captcha step. So you need to integrate some security features in in your channel as well. Yeah, that's pretty much like
Thank
everything,
you so
because
much,
you guys
Sophie.
said it. Bunny and Cyan,
Yeah.
they are very conscious, cyber conscious gamers here.
Yes, because they're tech pros and,
Yeah.
they played their part in cybersecurity, plus saw their friends getting hacked. So
Yeah,
kind of did their
I bet
part
you
to
guys were
protect.
the go-to guy, tech guy from your friends, like, this happened to me. You are giving free
Yep.
consultations to everybody.
So,
Yep.
Deepak, again, from a player
Yes.
perspective, is there any feature game devs can enable that would give you a peace of mind? What
Yeah.
would you say?
So like we do on our servers, like there is a monitoring dashboard you can say.
Yeah.
If our like in company also a domain has been hit multiple times from our IP, we do get a alert or you can say email on that. Okay, I think could be a DDoS attack, something like that. So I think maybe getting a alert on a gaming account that we are uh, your account has been logged in multiple times, something like that would I think actually help. Like okay, something is fishy there.
That's actually really good, Deepak. And what about you, Zan? What do you think, game devs can actively do to when it comes to cybersecurity and gaming?
Well, I would say Google levels detailed login history or would be perfect. And apart from
Mm.
that, a part of me also wants something like geolocation locking, so that my account
Mm.
is not accessible outside my geolocation, which I have set in my account. It would be better such way
Uh,
that so it's better, I would say.
those are some really good insights. And Sophie, what would you say, without this affecting player experience as well, because we have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and that's a great question. I think that game developers can do a better job of building security into the
Yeah.
experience without making it annoying for players. For
Yep.
example, like things like two-factor authentication, it should be easy to set up, and even like you get a few coins if you set up your or any reward just because
Yeah.
you set up your two-factor authentication. So if you get some already like given in-game items for just enabling, I think it's very smart. It will motivate everybody to actually do it. They can also improve like how they detect and block suspicious behavior, like for example sudden logins or like accessing from weird locations or bot activity without locking real users, because streamers or like gamers, they usually
Yeah.
log from a very short range of IP addresses. So if you kind of like as a developer, you sort of like put some security in place, you will be able to detect anomalies that they are outside of these IP ranges when they usually log in, unless of course you're traveling and you want to also stream. And
Yeah.
but it's not like every gamer like does this on a daily basis. So but again, and another thing is like better education inside the game. For example, you can get like a quick message when you're launching the loading screen saying never share your passwords or watch out for
Yeah.
scam links, or even send a newsletter, like every month or every 2 weeks saying, this scam is happening, this is what's going on, be
Yep.
aware. And more transparency is also very important. Like if they are part of the data breach, just to inform the
Yeah.
players right away so they can update their credentials and there's no bigger issues attached to that.
Yes. So those are some really good insights, Deepak, Zain, and Sophie. It was like refreshing to know that there are actionable steps that can be taken to help, by game developers to help protect gamers better. Deepak, you have been streaming for
Yes.
quite some time now, as you have mentioned
Yeah.
previously. But as a streamer, what is your take on cyberbullying?
I think cyberbullying is toxic, and I think there should be active moderation for that. So
Yeah.
because few of my friends got cyberbullied based on their voice skill level. I think, yeah. So I think Riot does this. Riot has like in Valorant they have added a you can say a restriction of number of players who can play. So it's a five
Ah.
player games. I think they've added that, okay, four players can't queue together, so that
Hmm.
four can't ganged up on one person. I think the max player they can go is three players, or they can go a complete five-man stack. Like Riot did
Uh,
this. I think multiple games should also do that, so that a single person doesn't get bullied or do like.
Oh, so I actually did not know that this update was
Yes.
actually to prevent cyberbullying. I thought that this
Yep.
was, some of their if you do this, then you get to rank up kind of thing going on. But this is actually great. Very refreshing to hear that. And Zion, the same question. The question for you is: ever found a bug in a game and thought that you could write a CVE for this?
Well, I would say yeah. Once I have left my Valorant running overnight, the next day new patch has been dropped. Because my client was still running the old version, I couldn't play with my friends due to the version mismatch. That's expected. I was my token authentication token was still valid. I could access my friend list, charts, and presence of without updating. From security angle, that's basically a session token reuse on supported unsupported client version scenario, not a game breaking point, but I could frame it as a low severity CVV. CVE for bypassing patch enforcement.
Thank you so much for your answer, Zain. And Sophie, from your experience in both the fields, do you think gamers are overlooked demographic when it comes to cybersecurity education?
Well, I do think gamers are overlooked when it comes to cybersecurity education because there's a ton of focus on businesses or like in general internet safety for like the seniors or like other individuals, but not that tailored in the gaming world. Even though gamers face real threats like account thefts, scams, cheating tools, they are actually malware. So gamers are super connected. They are tech savvy in a lot of ways, but that doesn't always mean that they are security aware. So, since it's much of our time, money, and even identity that is tied to these
Yeah.
accounts, it makes sense to make more like a targeted education. As I mentioned before, like security, like these developers companies, they should always focus on educating their users on how to protect their accounts. It's also their job, you know? And
Yeah.
we need like the message to reach the gamer when they are like actually inside the games or on Discord, on Twitch, not just like boring warnings like buried in the terms and conditions that nobody reads. But if I think like if the industry will be taking like a more proactive approach, I think we're gonna see a big drop in things like phishing scams and social engineering and so on.
Thank you so much, Sophie. So it does seem like that the gaming demographic is a bit overlooked in the cybersecurity section. But as you mentioned, there are some proactive steps that game devs can take, like send newsletters, even messages that will let them know about it. So definitely looking forward to that. And as a streamer, Deepak, are you worried about things like stream jacking happening to you or impersonation attacks?
Yeah, so I think as Sophie mentioned, like if one of my friend sends the phishing link, right? So I trust that friend. I could have clicked that. So same goes for the stream jacking or impersonating me. That the community they trust me, right? So they could click the link, whether it is a Discord message that impersonating. Okay, I am sending that message. Same goes for stream. I have seen multiple streamers' IDs got hacked, and they stream like a famous streamer, and they have that okay, we are getting a free skin or
Yeah.
free item in game. So yeah, that's I think a real uh, threat. You can say we don't see it as a threat, but it is a threat that okay, someone could trust our links or and click that. Yeah.
And Zion, have you ever heard of a gamer getting dogs or swatted? Or how do you feel about that?
Little on heard about it. I have actually seen it happen live from one of the Valorant streamers last year, I guess. Honestly, I would say you have to be morally insane to pull out something like that.
Uh,
Plus, considering the criminal information to authorities and stupid at the same time.
really? And have you ever had any experiences, or have you ever heard something like this happen?
No, but yeah, I have seen it happen live on the stream of a live stream I have seen. That's all. Personally,
Uh,
I don't have any experiences like this, but yeah, I thank God I don't have any. I want any of this.
That's actually good. And yes, as you mentioned, this started from Twitch. That all of these swatting attacks, all of these started from Twitch through online streaming. And a quick mention here that just yesterday we covered this tragic story of Andrew Finch, who got caught in the middle of a swatting prank, which was really sad because Andrew was not even a gamer and he wasn't even aware of any online feud happening. It was a total case of misdirection and serial sorting, which finally settled in a $5 million lawsuit. You can actually read more about this in our cybercrime stories, which we publish every Thursday at 1 p.m. EDT. So you can just go ahead and take a look at it. This was a very tragic story. What happened? As I said, the person, he wasn't even aware of any of this going on, and he just got caught in the middle of all of it.
Right.
And
And
Sophie, back to
yeah,
you.
yeah, of course. So for those who don't know the term of what swatting is,
Yeah.
I guess it could be like a new term for a lot of you guys. It's when someone makes like a fake emergency call to send the police, usually the SWAT team, to someone's address. So it's sort of like a doxing as well. And
Yeah.
it's often learned to harass, to scare, intimidate. And it's very dangerous because the police, they think there's something going on at your house. And then you're just, I don't know, taking a nap. And then you wake up and you have in the middle of the living room like a whole SWAT team.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is going on? So that's what swatting is. And this was happened to these streamers. So
Yeah, and it started from Twitch. So, how do you think that streamers can better protect themselves against stream jacking or like swatting or impersonation attacks?
yeah, I mean, that's a great question because as gamers, we need to be always aware of what is happening, and definitely we need to understand the target that we are targets of this, and for things like stream jacking or impersonation, protecting yourself is super important. And first, I will always like go back to like accounts like Twitch or YouTube or Discord with strong, unique passwords and two-factor authentication that we already cover, and that's your first line of defense. So if you have those things covered, you will be able to protect your account. Now, next, to be
Mhm.
really careful and is with what you share on your stream, because sometimes you're streaming
Yeah.
and you may have like a tab open and you accidentally show your actual Gmail address that you used to log in into YouTube account.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful in what you're showing when you're on your stream. And even small things like you may be showing like the stream key or notification from
Yeah.
your mom saying, hey, I'm bringing pizza, I'm ordering pizza from Domino's close to this gas station.
Yeah.
And people will be able to lock, like, just pinpoint where you're living. So you need to be very careful. So if you're streaming, I would recommend to use a computer only for streaming and not to have your WhatsApp connected in your browser or any other notification that can have any weird
Yeah.
stuff. And actually, like it happened to me that it was not a streaming, but it was a live presentation from a tech guy, and he was like
Yeah.
talking about his company, and then he had like this WhatsApp messages notification showing like, hey, where is the fun party that you invited us? Anyway, it was a different wording, but and I was like, damn, you need to be so careful when you're like showing your screen.
Yeah.
So I think that those are the things that you can do to protect yourself. And another thing is like when you get like offers for like fake collaborations,
Yeah.
I don't know, they reach out to you and I don't know, Simple is inviting you for live streaming or whatever. And you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing. But then you're like, is this like real, like Simple that is reaching out to me? Like, so you need to be very aware of impersonation also of other streamers that
Yep.
they may try to reach out to you and try like, if you think like something is off, just don't engage. And if they really, really want to do a collab with you, they would just keep insisting, probably. And and finally, like if already like you did everything, but you actually were impersonated, I would just say just to report it immediately. As Cyan mentioned, they contact the
Yeah.
Valor tech team to take care of that. That's what you should do, and also contact companies that they can actually help you with impersonation as well. They do have a process in place that they can help you recover from this.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for your insights. And Deepak, you work in tech, right? And can you tell us how
Yes.
different is securing game infrastructure versus like traditional apps or APIs?
So for traditional apps, I think mostly authorizers are kept at server level. You can say whenever the
Uh,
service is hit, then the any token or that is authenticated. But gaming, I think we do real time. There needs to be a real time
yeah.
secure thing. Whenever we are like playing, the anti cheat should run to just detect the cheaters. It is mostly in online games, and in story mode games, people use these cheats to like easily level up something like that.
Yeah.
So securing a gaming is much like required, like extra layers of security is required in that, like compared to our traditional apps or APIs.
And Zain, what game do you think unintentionally teaches us the best cybersecurity principles?
Well, this one People may expect me to say Watch Dogs,
Ah.
but I did actually go with a mobile game called Hackers by Trickster Arts.
Hmm.
It's a strategic simulation where you can build virtual networks, deploy bombs, viruses, hack other players,
It's so
defend
fun.
against intrusions. This basic concepts like firewalls, exploits, and attack chains in a fun and a creative way.
I love it. What's the name? What's it? Can you repeat the name again?
Hackers.
Oh, that's
It's a
very
mobile
straightforward.
game.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love it because it's like a gamifying way of like learning cybersecurity.
It's like technically like Clash of Clans, but it's completely
Yeah.
about tech and all.
Lovely.
Maybe we would recommend like this game, and let people know because this is a really fun game to play. Thank you so much, Zain, for bringing it to our attention. And so, my last question to you, Deepak: which game do you think has the best in-game security or like anti-cheat system?
I think Valorant, the Vanguards, I think run at the kernel level. So I think yeah, they monitor everything. I think yeah,
And
Vanguard is
Zain, what would
I
you
would
say
agree
about
with
that?
Deepak. I would agree with Deepak. Hands down, Valorant's Vanguard is the most aggressive and deeply integrated antivirus. But I wouldn't call it invincible. Anything connected to internet is
Hmm.
always potential for vulnerable.
Yeah,
Thank you
true.
so much, both Deepak and Zain, for your answers. Sophie, would you like to add something?
Yo, I mean, I actually like understand where you guys are coming from, but we're gonna
Yeah.
be talking about Riot Vanguard a little bit in the on the security side of things. I know that they were trying to compensate for the over cheating that was happening, but at the same time, you compromise a lot of your like the integrity of your device. Uh, but again, of course, you need to be very into the game, I guess, to
Exactly.
install a Riot Vanguard
yes,
or just use that computer to play that specific game and that's it. Because it's a little bit invasive, in my opinion.
Okay, we'll definitely discuss more about this coming up. And thank you so much, Deepak and Zain, for taking out the time today and joining us. We had a really fun time talking to you, and we loved the recommendations you both gave to us about gaming, streaming, and the cybersecurity world.
I'm gonna be definitely checking out this hacker game on
Yeah,
mobile because it looks like a fun way to learn how to like cybersecurity like skills. So
yeah, I
guys,
might play
we're
that as well.
yeah, so guys, where the audience can get in touch with you or any like YouTube channel or LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Deepak, go first.
yeah, you can go ahead. Like this is my name only, Deepak Jotani, on both YouTube as well as LinkedIn. Yeah, they can reach there.
And guys, to reach out to me, you can go for IG4429 on LinkedIn. Is my username, and it would be the same elsewhere else.
Okay, great,
thank you
awesome.
so
So
much.
thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so much, and looking forward to your streaming soon.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you. Thank you
you.
for
Bye
having
bye.
us.
Bye bye.
Okay, guys, I think they're going to go ahead and have a happy weekend. And definitely, that, with the impacts they have shared, we are all going to feel a little bit more secure over the weekend coming. And for our next part of the event, we will be talking about cybersecurity incidents that happened in the world of gaming. Plus, we will be making people aware of some potential risks that gamers might be facing right now related to what we have previously mentioned already, Riot's Vanguard. But before we get into that, let's watch a quick video on Cyber Material's most important initiative, the Cyber Briefing.
Stay ahead of the cyber curve with real-time alerts, incident reports, and the latest cybersecurity news, all in one streamlined, easy-to-read newsletter. Join more than 20,000 subscribers who rely on Cyber Briefing, available on LinkedIn, Medium, and now on Substack. Don't wait to protect your digital world. Subscribe today and stay informed with Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material.
Hi, Sophie. Welcome back.
Hi. It was a
So
great
we will be,
conversation with the guys, and I love that
yeah.
they They are very cyber like conscious, and that's what we are looking for here, to educate the gamers and the players so we can always build a community together and protect ourselves.
Definitely. And the fact that, it all just, came together because we're about to discuss something very serious. We'll be talking about the Call of Duty, which announced that the PC version of it, got taken offline. It's a popular first person shooter game, as we know, was offline after, there were some reports of an issue. We do have a quick video summarizing the event, so let's take a look at it.
Call of Duty World War II just launched on Xbox Game Pass for PC, but things got ugly fast. Within days of release, players began complaining. Their PCs were being remotely hijacked mid-match via a critical remote code execution vulnerability in the Game Pass version only. Videos show sudden command prompts, notepad taunts, forced shutdowns, and hacked wallpapers. Microsoft and Activision pulled the PC Game Pass version, citing an ongoing investigation. The exploit only affects the Windows Game Pass version. Steam and console editions are still playable.
So, Sophie, can you walk us through what actually went wrong?
Yeah. So this is very recent. It happened last month in July. And so far, Microsoft hasn't restored the Game Pass PC version for Call of Duty World War II because they were not able to patch it as of today. So still offline. Those players that are playing on Steam or Xbox or
Yeah.
consoles, it's still available, but not for the PC. And what I'm going to explain why it's not available is because they were exploiting a vulnerability in the game code that allowed someone to actually remote code execution or RCE. So
Yeah.
basically, they were just getting access to in-game assets, and the attacker was able to run malicious code on their computer without permission. That's why all these notepad pop-ups and like wallpaper changes. So there was like a vulnerability on the build-up of the game. So it was not like the regular tricking someone to click on a link, but it was just from the vendor directly. In this case, it was Game Pass that had this vulnerability. So it was not because of the gamers' fault, and it was not because of their wrongdoings. In this
Yeah.
case, it was because they have this version and they were using it.
So, as an incident responder, what would be your first steps if a game studio reported like an active RCE being exploited?
Yeah, actually, what Microsoft did that pull it off the market, that was exactly the first steps. Is
Yeah.
to contain the threat immediately. They pull down the servers right like after a couple of hours of someone discloses RCE, and they disable any like malicious IP addresses or file hashes so they can stop the spread.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I will always recommend is to gather evidence. That's the most important thing. Don't delete anything. Just keep track of what is actually like happening so you can understand the problem from the root cause.
Hmm.
And of course you have to engage with your dev team, and that's very important to actually understand what happened, and so they can work on a patch and start like monitoring for potential compromises. But again, the best thing they did, it was to notify the players of what it was happening, and so they were able to actually act quickly in this case.
All right. Thank you, Sophie, so much for your input there. And coming up next, there are threat actors that are targeting gamers through like malicious stream jacking campaign and exploits major like Counter Strike 2 competitions, which are huge competitions, by the way, with a lot of prize pool at stake. Let's watch a quick video to know what exactly happened.
Counter-Strike 2 fans are being scammed through fake YouTube live streams. Attackers hijack real YouTube accounts, rename them after Counter-Strike 2 pros, and stream fake matches. They promote fake giveaways, offering free skins or crypto to lure viewers into logging in or providing sensitive info. Victims who click are led to phishing sites and end up losing access to their Steam accounts or crypto.
So, Sophie, We have talked about stream jacking before, but what exactly is it and how is it being used to target like CS2 fans on such a high, high stake scale?
Yeah, so this actually was on the player side of things as opposed to the previous
Yeah.
one, which is on the vendor side of things. And why it's important that we mention this, because this is the player that was the one that was the victim and involved directly. So in this case, what happened? They were this CS2 scam. It happened that they compromised YouTube accounts that they were not for
Yeah.
streaming, but they were like already YouTube like accounts, maybe with a couple of followers, and they were like kind of dormant. So they hijacked these accounts, they rebranded them, they made them look very similar as to like Symbol or Nico or all those like big streamers. And what had happened is like they were tricking users on Discord and Twitch, sharing these YouTube live streamings, making them think that it was like the guys that they were doing that, and like redirecting them to phishing sites where the players were able to
That's
like
terrible.
log in exactly with their Steam accounts or maybe their Bitcoin wallets or crypto
Yeah.
wallets to purchase like these so-called skins, and that's where their accounts were taking over. But again, this was like a layered phishing.
Yeah.
First, they hijack legitimate YouTube accounts, the scammers.
Yep.
Second, they rebranded them as look like they were from big known streamers accounts.
Yeah.
Third step, they start reaching out to players. They start like fake streaming, probably uploading old videos from these
Yeah.
YouTubers.
Their channels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're streamers, and then go into Discord and Twitch to promote these hijack accounts. And that's where people were like falling for these phishing attacks. So if you're not actually following closely, you can you can fall victim
Get
of this.
easily call for this. And
Yeah,
if you're especially a new subscriber, and since these streamers are like, you know,
yeah.
have and made a name, so they
Hmm.
might just get new viewers and watchers
So
who
it was also
might fall.
impersonation. So it was like stream
Yeah.
jacking, phishing, impersonation, account takeover. So it was a lot of things going on.
Yep, all mixed in one. And for the last topic, and we're going to get to the Riot's Vanguard anti cheat, which was
Hmm.
mentioned previously by our guest to be a kernel level anti cheat. So, Sophie, what exactly is a kernel level anti cheat?
Yeah, so um when we are talking about like this anti cheat platform
Yeah.
that Riot Games they use is called Vanguard. And when we're talking about like a kernel level anti cheat, it's because it has the highest possible permissions on your computer. So the same level like the operating system use, this anti cheating platform would use to get access to your computer. This means that they can monitor your files like gaming files, drivers, or any other program that you have running in your computer, which it helps to spot like cheats.
Yeah.
But on the other like side of things, like it runs such at a deep level that they also are able to um, like get access to your computer, like anything else that you have in that computer. So it's like good for like anti-cheating, but it's
Spotting.
not
Yeah.
good for security or like privacy, I can say. uh, but again, as one of the other guys mentioned, like anything connected to the internet, there's
Can be
always
hacked.
a
Yep.
potential risk. So if malicious actors they find a way into get into any vulnerability on Vanguard itself, eh, theoretically it's just like an open door to your computer.
Yeah.
And I understand that this is like a trade-off of security for anti-cheating
Yeah.
software.
A better player experience, because
Yeah.
at least now we're not going to get a lot of hackers who are like trying to stop us from pushing our ranked games.
Mhm.
But at the
And
same time, yeah, this is a problem because, they can easily get into our computers.
yeah, it's like you're just giving them full access to your computer without installing malware.
Yeah.
So it sort of acts like a malware itself, but a legitimate like software running in your computer that you
Yep.
actually did it on purpose to install it like consciously. And I understand where they're coming from, because they're trying to like be fair and like to have like a good gaming community, but at the same
Exactly.
time, as a cybersecurity professional, it's a little bit like concerning, because what if like you have an employee in your company and they install this game in your like working computer, and you're just giving them access to also like, like very private information. So
Information.
yeah, so as a professional, like a cybersecurity professional, when you have like employees that they are using these games, you
Yeah.
need to like be very thorough and say don't install games in the working computer, because this anti-cheating like software can
Software can,
put
yeah.
your company in jeopardy. But
And I
again,
think that Riot
yeah.
is actually aware of this, you know.
Hmm.
They have like this $10,000 bounty, bug bounty program, where they actually know the risks that they carry with giving people the better player experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. But again, like there has been some vulnerabilities on the Riot game Vanguard. But
Yeah.
Riot, they patched them in very quickly, and they
Yeah.
do have a very good like reward bounty program. But there's not been a real major world exploit as of now.
Yep.
But again, you have to be very like conscious of what you're installing in your computer,
Yes.
especially if you're using your company's computer, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
So
you
you
have to use different devices.
exactly, yes, exactly, yes.
Now, actually, we have a question on LinkedIn, I think, which should can is it on screen?
Mm, yeah,
Yes. So I recently got hacked by a Russian hacker, and he probably hijacked my user login token. How can I be aware if a spyware is in my system?
yeah. Well, actually, ouch, I'm sorry that this happened to you. And but again, they like, I mean, if you're worried about spyware, there are a few things that you need to look out for. Yeah, like first of all, like you feel like if your system is unusually slow, or your fans spin up for no reason, so you feel like your computer is overheating, or you see programs or browser extensions that you don't remember installing. And of course, if you are a little bit of like tech savvy, you can do some network activity like investigation to see if there's any
Yeah.
like strange packets or like something going on spiking your network activity. And if you see like your security software, your antivirus or any other thing that you use,
Exactly.
it has been disabled, well, probably you may have a spyware. Most of the antivirus out there, they are very well updated to the new versions of spyware out there in the
Yeah.
wild, so they will be able to spot it. So if you see that it's disabled, you need to check on that. But again, the safest move is to run a full scan. Try to use a good like anti-malware tool. You can use a Microsoft removal tool, malicious removal. You just download it from Microsoft website if you have running Windows, or if you have Apple Mac, you can use Malwarebytes or Bitdefender.
Yep.
Very good. Always have your OS updated for any security patches, and check your startup programs to see if there's any like program that is starting right when you turn on your computer that you are not like
Aware of. Yeah.
okay. And again, if you're still very very suspicious, just consider doing a full OS installation again. That's the only way to be 100% that it's gone.
Thank you, Sophie, so much for your answer. And I hope that this answered your question, and you're able to solve this issue. Make sure that if there is anything going on, you can reach out to us directly. You can actually even reach out to Sophie. You can reach out to Cyber Material, and you can let
Hmm.
us know if you were able to solve this problem or not. Thank you, Sophie, so much for your answer. And that part about Riot Game, I would like to go back to that, is that it's just to make you aware of the risk of installing Vanguard as it carries, so you can make informed decisions. I myself play games like Valo, and Riot has Vanguard, and I have to install Vanguard. But what is important to know is the what if of it all. Like, what if something happens? What will happen to my peripherals, my devices, etc.? So, thank you, Sophie, so much for sharing your thoughts and insights today.
Yeah, thank you everyone for having me, and uh, be safe out there, gamers. I'm also a gamer as well. I'm always very conscious of what is happening out there, and always read newsletters with what is happening out there. Any new
Yep.
attack or any new phishing happening. If you subscribe to Cyber Briefing, you will be able to get the latest news on what is happening, everything, but of course the gaming world as well. So good luck, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. All right, then, guys, we have our next Ask Me Anything Cyber for finance professionals coming up to you next Friday. So, we have a small announcement to make actually. Our in house cybersecurity expert, Sophie, will be co hosting it with me. So, looking forward to seeing you for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber, which is on August 15th at 12 noon EDT. So, join me there, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every Friday at noon Eastern Time for another high-energy recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. From data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. See you next Friday.